Hey scholars. All right, for math this week, we have been working with word problems that have unknown addends. Remember, addends are our two numbers that we add together to make our sum. And so we're looking for that unknown one. And we've been working on our fractions, making sure that we understand that different equal parts make up a whole. And so today I want to go right into Seesaw, and I want to show you our example. Now, guys, when you're going into Seesaw, a lot of you guys, I can tell, have been taking a look at our examples. So I want to show you where you're going to find those. So in today we have our week 4 POD. So we've been working from home for 4 weeks now, and each day we've been working on a different word problem of the day. And when you see your activities today in your activity list, you can always click right here next to the name of the activity and the instructions. You're going to click right here and get a new example. Instead of leading you in another example today on the board, I'm going to go ahead and show you this one. Okay, let's listen and watch.
AJ collected 32 Pokemon cards for his collection. His friend Enrique gave him some more. Now he has 64. How many Pokemon cards did Enrique give him? Let's start with our highlighter tool. We can see that AJ has 32 Pokemon cards. Let's write that number. Then his friend Enrique gave him some more. We don't know how many, so we'll put a question mark there. But we know he gave him more, so we're adding. Now he has 64. That means we know now means it's our total. It's how much he has right now. Our job is to find out how many Pokemon cards did Enrique give him. Let's start with our place value chart. Let's start with our 32 Pokemon cards that AJ had to begin with. 1, 2 ones, and 1, 2, 3 10s. Then let's go to our sum, the amount he has now. He has 64 Pokemon cards now. Let's add to find out how many cards Enrique gave him. I know that AJ already has 2 ones for his 32, and I know that 2 plus 2 equal 4.
Did you see how I changed
I know
colors?
that AJ has 3 10s in 32, and he needs to get to 6 10s in 64. So I know that 3 plus 3 equals 6. That means that Enrique gave him another 32 Pokemon cards.
I'm going to pause right there, scholars. Some of us have been doing an awesome job of circling up that unknown addend. Some of us have been forgetting, and we have been boxing up our sum. But remember, guys, we're not trying to find our sum today. We're trying to find the unknown addend. So what we circle up is our unknown addend. Let's finish watching that. There it is, boxing up our unknown addend, because that's our job. Our job is not finding the sum today, it's finding out how many Pokemon cards did Enrique give him. So in your work today, instead of Pokemon cards, we're going to be talking about marbles, but it's the same job. Remember the keywords that we're looking out for, guys. We were looking for numbers. We know that some more means we're adding some number we don't know. We also know that the word now tells us the sum. It's the total that he has right now. Okay, so that's going to be our problem of the day. I really love seeing the growth that you guys have been making with that and making sure we're really checking for those keywords. In our fractions work today, guys, you're going to be getting some directions. So it's going to tell you a job that you have to do. So you can click here again. Remember, our examples are always right here on this side. And I will be reading the problem to you and showing how you draw it out. So let's take a look at your work today. You're going to add your response. And when it opens up, you're going to see here, you're going to have 4 jobs to do. Number 1, draw a circle with 4 equal parts. Shade a fourth of the circle. Okay, now scholars, I have loved seeing people really paying attention to all of the directions, but make sure you don't stop with the first direction. Do you see how the first job was to draw a circle with 4 equal parts? Some people have been doing awesome with that. They drew a circle, they drew 4 equal parts, and then they stopped, or they didn't read what the next direction said. The next direction said we're going to shade a fourth of the circle. Remember, a fourth is just one of our fourths. So it doesn't matter if you circle or shade in number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4. You're just shading in one of those parts. Number 2 says draw a rectangle with 3 equal parts. Shade 3/3. So how many thirds will you shade in number 2? 3/3 of the rectangle. And then we're thinking, what part of the rectangle is shaded? Let's look at our math vocabulary to help us with that. Remember our math vocabulary? When we shade in all parts of our equal parts, that's called one whole. It's all of this shape. So we want to make sure we're using that awesome fraction vocabulary today. Let's keep on going and finishing what our job will be today in Seesaw. Then in number 3, you're going to draw a square with 2 equal parts, and you're going to shade both halves. And then you're going to write on the bottom what part of the square is shaded. So remember, guys, when you're writing words down, so let's say I want to say one whole, you can write that. You can write it out, one whole. Think about spelling, please, because there's different kinds of wholes, but we know that this is the math fraction kind of whole, not one we build in the graph. So I could try writing it out. I can also just type it out, one whole, and move it to where it belongs. So we're making sure that we're doing that. Number 4, we're going to draw a circle with 2 equal parts and shade 1/2 of the circle. Okay, that's going to be our math work today. I also want to show you we have a couple of science lessons that we're going to be doing today. So in science, we're going to be looking at the life cycle of a plant. So first job, we always look at the example. So we're going to read it. First, plant the seed. The seed needs sun, soil, water, and air. Then wait for the seed to grow. Finally, the seed will be a plant. So do you see here how you are going to have different emojis you're going to use and move? So let's look at what your job will be. Here it is. I'm going to use my move emoji to move things. So we're planting a seed to start with, remember? And then what happens? So we want to draw pictures and make sure that we're finishing that work. So if I don't remember, what can I do? Look at that. I go back to my example and I can always click on it. So that's an important part of learning Seesaw, is how to use our tools. Whenever I'm not sure, because I just forgot, I read it one time, I can always go back and reread. I will click up here on where it says view instructions, and I can click my example again. Okay, I see the first thing we do is plant the seed. It needs water. So I can move those things. It needs sun, soil, water, and air. So I can see I'm going to use those emojis to help me out. I'm going to put in some water, sun, and the air emoji. So I know that's the first step. Then I see there's a second step. So I'm going to move those parts in. You could click the microphone to record yourself telling what the plant needs also. All right, guys. Last one today, we're going to do one more science. A lot of you have been telling me how you want to learn more about animals. So our animals, today you're going to see this guy. It hasn't gone into your newsfeed yet, but you're going to click the link first, and you're going to watch a video today about blue whales. After that, you're going to go ahead and add your response, and in your response, you're going to have 2 jobs. Number 1, you're going to draw a picture of what a blue whale looks like. And number two, you're going to think about the habitat that a blue whale has. So you're going to take details from your video, and you're going to make sure that you're writing or drawing that information. You can click that microphone to record yourself describing those things. All right, guys, so that's going to be our work for today. So remember our job: when we come onto Seesaw, we watch our lessons first, and then we jump into our activities to make sure we're doing our job. We'll have 6 today, so it's really important we stay on top of those and get them all done. Have an awesome day, and I'll check back in later today to let you know who's going to be receiving prizes in the mail for completing their work. Remember, our goal is to get 25 stickers each time. Miss Moseley is probably going to be increasing that, because if you watch all of your activities every day and do all of your assignments, that's 9 stickers you earn in just one day. And I'm going to give some shout outs to those students who've been watching all the videos and getting all of their assignments done. All right, guys, I'll see you soon.